Oh my god. This is going to fall, but we will have to deal with it. Hello beautiful bookworms! My name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a very special TBR. So G from Bookworms, who created the original magical readathon, has now created an original magical readathon. So the first ones were based on Harry Potter, but because of the entirety of the situation that regards to, she decided to change the magical readathon to an original creation that she made, and in September we're going to have the first part of the readathon, and that is going to be magical readathon Orilium, if I'm saying it correctly. I am going to leave her video linked down below because she explains it way better than me. So this video is just basically setting my TBR for September. This is a 1-month readathon in which I'm going to attempt to read 10 books, and I will explain to you why. So the readathon for September is called the Novice Path, and what you are supposed to do is to reach an island in the middle of the map that G created of her world, Orilium. Orilium is the island where you have to get to. Watch her video, she's way better at explaining this than me. But this readathon goes from September 1st to September 30th? Yeah. And basically what we have to do is read a book for each of the prompts that she proposes. We are doing a journey, a trip, the Novice Path. And then after that, for the next year, on April and in August, we were going to have a school setting sort of competition. We have different races, we have different characters. And so in September, what we are supposed to do is just doing the Novice Path, which has 7 challenges, but you only need to do 2. However, I wanted to do the 7 challenges because I'm an overachiever in the magical readathons. And then you have your character part, which you can create a character for yourself for you to play for the next of the readathons. And that character you could do until April 2022. However, because I don't know how my life is going to be then, I am going to try and do my character background, province, and heritage, which are the challenges, in September as well. If I'm not able to, then I will have until April 2022 to actually solve that problem, but I'm going to try and read 10 books. We will see. There's going to be a lot of manga, comics, and graphic novels because I'm not able to read 10 books in a month. So skipping to the challenges. So the first one is pretty simple. It is called the Novice Path Entrance, and it is read a book that has a map. And for that one, I am going to read the book that is going to come to me and for me in September, which is Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. That book does have a map. I have seen pictures of that map in his Instagram. It's a new release, and I want to read that new release in September. And so, because I was going to read it with 2 friends, Miguel and Maria João, already I will have to read it. So it's good if it's on the readathon. So that's the first one. And the second challenge is the Ashtorn Tree, and it is a book that keeps tempting you. And for that one, I'm going to be reading The Witch Hat Atelier. Please don't fall. Oh my god, I have all of my prompts here. Sorry. I'm going to be reading Witch Hat Atelier Volume 1. This is by Kamome Shirahama, and I have been tempted by this book a lot. The artwork is beautiful. The story on itself is pretty cool, and since it's about sort of a curious, bright young one that wants to learn magic, I think it would adapt itself very, very well to this readathon, which you would know if you watched G's video on it. And so I'm gonna read it. Then we have The Mist of Solitude, and we have to read a standalone. And for that one, I am going to read Haru's Curse, and this is by Asuka Konishi, and this is a manga standalone as the title and the challenge. And it's about this woman. She just lost her sister, and her sister was engaged to be married to this man, and the soon-to-be husband and the sister start developing feelings for each other, and so she kind of asks him to visit with her all the places that he was going to take her sister when they were married. And so it's a bit of kind of a strange relationship where you don't know if something's going to flourish between them, but there's grief. So I don't know. I want to see what this is about. The artwork looks fine. The faces are not my favorite because the noses are very pointy and stuff, but I think that it might be interesting. Then the fourth prompt is Ruin of the Sky, a book featuring ghosts, haunted houses, and supernatural. And for this one, I decided to read an arc that I have on NetGalley, and that is called Behind the Veil by E.G. Dawson. I have that arc to read. It was sent to me by NetGalley, and it was also sent to me by Book Siren, I believe that's how they are called, which is a new place where you can get some arcs for some new releases, and so I have to read that until October, so I decided that it will fit this prompt very, very well. I do believe that this is set in Victorian era, and this is about this woman. She's a medium, and she can sense ghosts and spirits, so we have the supernatural and the ghost part of the thing, and she's trying to save some young women that have been disappearing, I think. I don't know a lot about this, but it does sound intriguing. Then we have Obsidian Falls, which is a thriller or a mystery. And for that one, we have Utsubora, the story of a novelist, which I haven't even opened, so it's going to be the time for me to open this. I've had this for a long, long time and haven't read it. I do believe that I've read it once, but I didn't have a copy. I'm not entirely sure if this is the story or if I'm just making it up, but I think that I've read this book. So this is a story of a novelist that plagiarizes a work, and he is kind of visited by this mysterious beauty that is completely out of his pages, so someone that he actually wrote but that is apparently real. And so it's kind of a mystery to understand why this person did what it did, and if the character really exists or what happened here and he's being punished, is he not? We don't know. It's a mystery. Then the sixth prompt is Tower of Rumination, and it's a 5-star prediction. And for that one, we have Something is Killing the Children, Volume 1. This is by James Tynion IV, Werder Deladera, and Miquel Muerto. And this is a story about this town. It says, when the children of Archer's Peak, a sleepy town in the heart of America, begin to go missing, everything seems hopeless. Most children never return, but the ones that do have terrible stories and possible details of terrifying creatures that live in the shadows. Their only hope of finding and eliminating the threat is the arrival of a mysterious stranger, one who believes the children and claims to be the only one who sees what they can see. Her name is Erica Slaughter. She kills monsters. That's all she does, and she bears the cost because it must be done. And I mean, it does look beautiful. The artwork of this reminds me of an indie game. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be one of the things that I'm going to truly love. It's horror. It's by a writer that I've been actually reading other works and loving. So 5 stars, I think. And then the last prompt is Orilium Arc, a book with a school setting. And for that one, I'm also going to be reading an NetGalley arc that was provided to me, and that is called Every Student Has a Secret by TBR. And, well, again, I don't know a lot about this, but it is a school setting, and I do believe that the students are handpicked to go to that school. There's strange stuff happening, and I don't know. I only know there's mystery and there's a school setting, so I'm hoping it will be interesting. It's an arc. I don't think it came out yet, but maybe it did. I don't know. So I will give you my thoughts after I read it. And then for the character part, I have to read a book for background, province, and heritage. So what I've chosen is I want my background to be the one of a wilding. So someone that hasn't grown up in an actual city or just an urban setting. So someone that grew up like on a forest or on a more out path. I always enjoyed the fields and beautiful countryside more than the actual city where I live, so I thought it was, if I could create a character, I would like it to be like that. So for that reason alone, I am going to be reading The Nice House on the Lake. This is also by James Tynion IV, however, it is by Alvaro Martinez Bueno and Jordi Belair. And from what I can gather, this is a horror story set on a house on the lake, which I'm assuming it's some of those houses that appear on horror movies that are actually like on the lake in the middle of the woods and stuff, and people are isolated and shit goes down. If this is not entirely set on the woods or majorly set on the woods and it has a lot of city parts, then I'll choose something else for the prompt. I will still read this for fun, but I will choose something else. But this majorly is what I want to be for the prompt. So my province of choice is Darkmeadow, which you will know where it is and what it is if you've seen G's map, which I advise you to go and watch her video again, because she explains this way better than me, and so I have to read Dark Academia. And for that, I am obviously going to read A Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a book that, spoilers for my new book haul when it comes, I have recently acquired and I've always wanted to read. I know that Donna Tartt won a Pulitzer Prize, and so I don't know, I've always been very intrigued about this. I have known of this book forever. Everyone talks about this. There's a thing where people compare this to If We Were Villains, which I haven't read as well. And I don't know, I've always enjoyed Dark Academia, and I feel like A Secret History might be one of my favorites. It's big, but it does have big letters, and I don't think that it will be a problem for me. And then for my heritage, this will be no surprise to you at all if you know the province where I'm from, and if you know me at all, and if you know G's work. I chose to be an Iltirian. I think that's how you say it. And for that, I had to read a book with a crow on the cover or title, or a red cover book. So Iltirians are like the keepers of the underground libraries, the keepers of knowledge, and they search for books and texts and stuff. And they sometimes, it's not used in a while, but I want my character to use it. Some of the families of Iltirians, they are very secretive and they don't get along, apparently. They're also fixated on knowledge, and some of the families practice blood magic, which, you know, if I have the chance, I am obsessed with blood magic, and so I will obviously come from a clan that does practice it. But talking about the book that I want to read to actually be a full-on Iltirian, it is a horror book with blood. And it's called Infidel, and this is by, okay, the names of these people. Wait, I'm trying to see. Okay, the writer of this is Pornsak Pichote. I don't know. The artist is Aaron Campbell. The colorist and editor is Jose Villarrubia. And the letterer and designer is Jeff Powell. And there's also an introduction by Tananarive Due, which if you read horror, you know that she's a very known literary horror author. And the after of this is by Jeff Lemire, who if you read comics, you will probably know because he's now one of the most known comic writers. I mean, I know him and I don't know a lot about comics, so you'll probably know him. So Infidel, from what I gather, is the story of these people, these Muslim people, I think, and they live on a building where there's this ghost that is a xenophobe ghost, and so he only attacks minorities, which, I mean, it's pretty nowadays sort of thematics. It says, a horror tale for the 21st century, Infidel follows an American Muslim woman and her multiracial neighbors who move into a building haunted by entities fueled by xenophobia. And it's creepy as hell, it's very, very red, and I don't know, I think it has a lot to do with my character. So this is the vibe that we're going to provide throughout the readathon. I hope this ends up going well. As I said, these 3 last books, if I can't read them in September, it's okay because I can read them until April, where the second phase of this magical readathon will begin. But I want to try and read them all now because I'll probably have a lot of work to do for the rest of the months of the year. And so I want to just get it over with and do my character and be ready for April. So if you're not, you should participate on G from Bookworms readathon, magical readathon. It is a complete original readathon that she's doing. She had a lot of work. She did the world building, she did the characters. She just provided us with so much happiness, and if you can, you should participate on this readathon. If not, you should at least watch her videos because her ideas are so original and I really love what she's doing for the community. So that's going to be all for this video. If you're going to participate or if you know any of the books that I'm going to be reading, please no spoilers, but just tell me something in the comments down below. So that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!